Hey guys, this is Grace and welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. We are on process video number 212 entitled Most Wonderful Time of the Year, and this is my first layout featuring the December Flavors of the Month kit from the ScrapRoom Kit Club. Specifically, it features the collections from Cartabella Merry Christmas, and I really love the papers for this. I also love the texture of Cartabella. It seems like it's just thicker than your average pattern paper, and so I love working with this. And you will see that I will be kind of not ruffling it up, but doing some distressing on the circles or on the paper that I will be cutting, and this paper just lends itself for that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a background, but I also want some of that blue, like navy blue cardstock to show. So I am trimming down my strip into about 11 and maybe 7/8 length, so that you will see just a little bit of that blue cardstock on the very edge, and then you will see the striped border and then the rest of the cardstock. So that's what I'm doing here, and I think this is a great way for us to spread out our pattern papers, especially if you don't have a lot, because then it creates the look of layered borders without actually having to put whole sheets of paper on there. So that is my border right now. Now, I wanted to do something different with this because I knew that my tendency would create rectangles and squares, cuts that have rigid lines. And so I wanted to kind of veer away from that, and so I decided to go with circles. Now, I'm not quite sure what the size of my circles are. I believe it's maybe 3-inch circles, and I'm using a nested die from My Favorite Things. That's my favorite nesting die. That's actually my only circle. Well, actually, I take that back. I do have another circle nested die, but I love this one. This is my favorite, and I've had this for at least 3 years. So I'm just cutting out the circles, and I will be cutting 2 out of each of the 3 pattern papers, just because I know that this is double-sided and I could get 2 patterns for 1 paper. So I'm cutting that, and I'm not going to show you that I'm cutting all of the circles, but I will be cutting that part. And then I have 2 photos. They're all 3x4, and these are just pictures of my family. We created the salt clay dough ornaments. This was actually, I believe this was done 2017, maybe 2018. Anyways, the last time that we had made salt ornaments were when my oldest was less than a year old, and he's now 16. So it's been a while since we have made ornaments, and the reason why we made them was because the ones that we made before kept on cracking and we were just losing them. So we felt that it was high time to replace them, and the family had a lot of fun creating some ornaments. Now, as you can see, I had splattered some white paint on the background. It just seemed like it was a little bland for me, and I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos of card making lately, especially making Christmas cards, and I have noticed that a lot of them do the splatter, especially if they have a dark cardstock like the blue that I'm using here. And so I just use that, and I love how we can get inspirations for techniques and other ideas from other paper crafting hobbies such as card making. And then I've also matted my photos with brown cardstock just to make that stand out a little bit more. And then I added my pre-printed journaling on the bottom of my photos. And then basically now I am going to play with it. Now, I had a very hard time finding titles for all of my layouts with this month for the 4 Flavors of the Month kits. I don't know, for some reason I just had the hardest time. I think it's because I love all of the products that came with the kit, and I just didn't know what to use, or maybe they just didn't fit well with the specific theme that I have, I'm not so sure. But I'm going to end up with the sticker that says the most wonderful time of the year, and that's going to be my title. I will be decorating a little bit more. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but I did distress all of the edges of my circles. Again, like I said, the Carta Bella papers, because they're thick, they lend itself well for distressing, for those rigid edges, because you know that they can stand the treatment. So that's basically my layout. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave it in the comment section below. If you want to know more about the Scraproom Kit Club, make sure that you check out the description below as well, because it will have a direct link to the website. And as always, if you sign up for the kit, make sure that you mention that you've heard about it from my channel, and Rochelle, the owner, will give you a little gift on your first purchase. So I will see you guys in another video. Bye!